The city of Lagos is the heartbeat of the nation. And interestingly, life in Lagos is an intriguing, inspiring, and challenging adventure. For us on the City of Lagos TV show, the adventure never stops. This is Lagos. Welcome to the show. Let's talk the business of governance on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Welcome to From the Governor's Office segment on the City of Lagos TV show. From the Governor's Office segment, of course, brings you latest engagements of Mr. Governor. First, the 2024 edition of the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials may have come and gone, but it was indeed a successful outing with the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, in attendance. For the wife of the Governor of Lagos State, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, in a speech, spoke about the rationale behind the theme of the conference, a brief historical background and progress made so far by CALSO.
The theme of this year's conference is Soar Beyond Boundaries, Enriching Your Communities. This is another time of the year to bring women from different walks of life to this unique forum that is aimed at empowering and inspiring participants on professional development, networking, personal growth, and spurring a positive change among women in Lagos State, in Nigeria, and the world at large. CALSO, Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials, is a community-based gender organization established to complement the efforts of Lagos State government in bringing about growth, development, and general influencing our state. CALSO was founded in 1974 by late Dame Obafumilayo Johnson, the wife of the late Brigadier Mobolaji Johnson, the first military governor of Lagos State. The organization was revived after many docile years in 1999 by Her Excellency, Distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, the wife of our indefatigable Grand Patron, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. CALSO has also profited from the progressive leadership of my predecessors, Her Excellency Dame Emanuela Abimbola Fashola and Her Excellency Mrs. Bolanle Ambode, who have steered the ship before I came on board. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this year's conference, Soar Beyond Boundaries, Enrich Communities, is very apt in view of the need to further encourage women to be self-confident and break boundaries in order to breast the tape in whatever fields they desire.
In his speech at the opening of the conference, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, while commending the executive of CALSO and the general members, equally highlighted the giant strides of CALSO as a catalyst for development in Lagos State.
The Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials have been a forefront of community engagement and a forefront of developmental projects that are significantly impact in the life of the residents across Lagos. Through these initiatives that focus on healthcare, on education, on women empowerment, CALSO has earned a rightful place in the calendar of Lagos State. And year in, year, you have demonstrated it by your commitment at uplifting the most vulnerable in our society. Your projects have been impactful. You have shown that you can do what even we that are direct in government cannot put together sometimes. We want to thank you. You have done provisions in medical equipment. You have constructed schools. You have organized skills development program for women, for youth. You have joined in various life-changing interventions in our state. This effort, in my view, reflects the deep understanding of the needs of the community that we serve and your dedication as council members year in, year out at creating a sustainable development outcomes. Your impactful initiative align seamlessly with the broader development agenda of our own administration. Our administration, you know too well, within our Teams Plus agenda, we're pushing and ensuring that we can improve infrastructure, we can enhance human capital development, we can promote an inclusive economic growth. Our Teams Plus agenda effectively symbolizes and encapsulates what council truly stands for.
And finally, from the Governor's Office segment on the City of Lagos TV show, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, in his continuous giant strides to achieve economic empowerment for women in Lagos State, has offered to synergize with the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs to drive the Gari and Cassava Farming, Production and Process Initiative to empower women in the country. In a presentation to Mr. Governor during a courtesy visit with a team to Government House, the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Mrs. Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, highlighted the strategic efforts, results-oriented approach employed so far by the ministry to reach out to as many states as possible nationwide with the support of the Nigerian military and the Chinese collaborators.
The one for Gari, which are 2, and the one for cassava, which are 2. They're all in set to make those things up. You know, we talked about it the last time I called you, and I said, if I supplied only the frying machine, it's not complete. For it to be complete, you have to supply the 4 components. So whoever you've given it to will have complete set of from cassava down to frying. So it is not 6. The Gari own is 6. The cassava own is 6, and that makes it 12 one piece. That is the way it is. And then I've done in other 16 states. This Lagos inclusive makes it 16 states. I want to partner with you so that we can work together. The plans is for every community to get these machines, and we have our portal, which I sent to you, for your women to be uploaded on it, because the federal government wants to probably be giving them grants directly through the portal, and we want to go fully into farming, which we have partnered with the army and some Chinese company, so that we'll be able to farm. We farmed in 800 hectares of land, and we've written to Water Resources, who has given us approval to use all the dams to farm for women, which will have 30% men and 70% women. And with the army, we'll have our security for the farming. And we've done in 800, and we hope to do across. As I speak to you, the Chinese people with army in Anambra, they arrived there this morning to look at it, so we can do 4,000 hectares of rice. Then we've probably partnered with the Traders Association of Nigeria, so that if we succeed in our plan and plant a lot of these things, when they come out, it will enable us control the price in the market through the Traders Association of Nigeria. So I want you to work with women, because I know you're a he for she.
On his part, while thanking the minister for including Lagos in the project, Mr. Governor requested that a huge number of the production and processing machines should be supplied to Lagos, considering its huge population.
Thank you very much for the support thus far that you have passed on through our Ministry of Women Affairs. We pride ourselves as a subnational that, if not the first, one of the very first state government that will have a Ministry of Women Affairs, but we added our own, is also to ensure the reduction of poverty in our system. Having said that, and listening to what you have said, I want to also thank you. A lot of those interventions are critical areas where we have also played. They have a huge farm that they oversee, that they cultivate, as a ministry. and they collaborate with the Ministry of Agriculture. In fact, in the Ministry of Agriculture with them, there's a whole chain of female farmers that we have. They're called the Ubunge farmers. They're all female, farmers in Lagos, and they work extensively with the ministry. So we see, synergy in what you're doing and what they're doing. You've mentioned some numbers, that you've given in 16, 17 states. What we are going to throw back is just triple those numbers, because here in Lagos, we need a lot more. And you can see that we will utilize whatever it is that you have given us. And if it is to give us 20, just make it 40. It will help us be able to reach a lot more people very quick and fast. So that food security or food adequacy that you are priding to want to achieve will help you realize those objectives very, very quickly.
And that's a wrap from the Governor's Office segment on the City of Lagos TV show. Up next is Speaking with the Special Advisor. This is a special segment where we feature special advisors to Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. And of course, we all know that to a large extent, the special advisors are also strategic thinkers for governance. And this makes the business of governance quite benefiting. So today on Speaking with the SA, we're going to be speaking with the special advisor to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on central internal audit, talking about Honorable Dr. Mrs. Iyabode Oyeyemi Ayola. We'll be right back. You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show. Welcome to a very special segment where we talk to special advisors to Mr. Governor on various strategic offices. And of course, today we're looking at the Office of Internal Audit. And it's our pleasure to introduce the special advisor on central internal audit to Mr. Governor. Honorable Dr. Mrs. Iyabode Oyeyemi Ayola. Madam, you're welcome.
Thank you, you're welcome.
To have you on the program. Let's start on a more lighter note. Kindly give us a brief but precise profile and professional background of your distinguished staff.
I'm Dr. Mrs. Oyeyemi Ayola. I have BSc in Accounting from University of Lagos, Masters in Accounting from University of Lagos. I have PhD in Accounting for International University Bamenda, Cameroon. I also have a doctorate degree in Educational Management from Lagos State University, Ojo. I'm a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, a fellow of the Institute of Taxation. I'm an associate of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators. I've had many international training in Harvard University and University of Cambridge Business School. I'm a member of Institute of Directors. I'm once in the service. I retired as a permanent secretary, Minister of Finance in year 2021.
Fantastic. No wonder you're the special advisor. I think you deserve the position. Now, tell us, what are the functions of the special advisor to Mr. Governor on central internal audit in Lagos State?
Yes, my function is to advise the governor on the internal control system of the state, the adequacy of the internal control system of the state, and also to give assurance on some financial and operational transactions in the state, also to assess the risk inherent in both financial operations of the state to ensure that there is accountability and transparency in all financial and operations carried out in the state.
As the SA to the governor, what are the strategic, innovative initiatives and efforts taken so far to achieve these set objectives?
As a special advisor, we have set up risk management framework. We identify all the risk and we now start to mitigate all the risks before they begin to occur. And we look at all the entire structure of the state as the ministry departments and agencies make up all the financial transactions of the state, both operations and financials. So we have instituted the risk management in all MDAs, in all departments and ministries. We make sure that they have their risk registers, they identify their risk, they assess their risk, and they make sure that they have mitigating plans for every risk. And they apportion percentage to all the risk. So when we identify the risk that is very, very critical, that can affect the operation of the state, what we do is to make sure that we mitigate it early, do everything that such risk is reduced to the minimum level. Because there are some risks that you may not eliminate completely. We also look at all operations to ensure that even from approval to processing of transactions and funds, we ensure that we eliminate human error and reduce fraud in the process. We ensure that as a state, we have minimal cases of error, because most of what we do in the state is information technology based. And we have qualified fit-for-purpose auditors that ensure that the audit, even through the system, to reduce error and to ensure accountability and transparency.
You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show, and of course the special segment that has to do with talking with the special advisor to Mr. Governor. And it's been quite an interesting time out speaking with Honorable Dr. Mrs. Iyabode Oyeyemi Ayola, who happens to be the special advisor to the governor on central internal audit. Now, Madam, internal auditing serves as the independent eye within an organization or government, which equally serves as the third line of defense, providing assurance to the Executive Council and to the governor. How well have you lived up to expectations?
Through the use of advanced audit technologies, we've been able to mitigate risk, been able to create assurance, even in the public eyes. A financial statement always shows the true and fair view of Lagos State, is acknowledged and is acceptable worldwide. We have a lot of foreign direct investment coming into Lagos State because of the transparency and accountability that is attached to the financial operations of Lagos State. The World Bank actually commended Lagos State and awarded Lagos State for transparency and accountability with sifters. And anytime a bond is issued in Lagos State, it is fully subscribed because there's assurance that the bond will be redeemed at the due date. So internal audit has played a major role, because before the independent auditors come in, internal auditors would have checked all the documents, would have passed all the documents. So we are the people that create that assurance before the financial statement is prepared. So right from the approval and from end to end, internal auditors are the one doing all the job. They are the one creating all the, strengthening the internal control system. They are the one ensuring that there's segregation of duties and there's no overlap in functions. There's no loopholes within the system. So everything is why Lagos State is what Lagos State is. This is Lagos, where there's transparency, where there's accountability, where internal control is not being underrated or undermined.
Fantastic. Now, as a special advisor to Mr. Governor, maybe you want to share with us assessing internal controls, reviewing governance process, conducting investigations, and recommending improvements, and as well as identifying opportunities for improvement.
As a special advisor, we have developed the skills of internal auditors to a very high level. In fact, some internal auditors were trained by the University of Calgary in Canada to undergo cutting-edge auditing of internally generated revenues. And we have also instituted business process diagnostic reporting within the system. So MDAs can assess themselves, their process. So all business process regularly are being monitored. So we don't wait until when there is a problem. Daily, monthly, yearly, we do diagnostic review of all the operation.
Interesting. You've actually also touched on the human capacity building. So let's still touch a little bit on the human capacity building programs.
We have a lot of chartered accountants and chartered auditors within our system. We make sure they go through all professional trainings. They've undergone both ethical trainings, they've undergone conflicts and professional standards training. And also, just like I said, a lot of information technology training have been gone. And they've done a lot of leadership training and also training on emotional intelligence. Because before you can deal with people in ministries and departments, you must understand how people think, so that even if they are planning any fraud, you can easily identify all those planning it and you can work against it. And auditors also play advisory role. Like I play advisory role, internal auditors in MDs also play advisory role to their accounting officers. So they must be able to, that's why we have trained them how to lead, so that they can lead even from the back.
All right, thank you very much. As a special advisor to Mr. Governor on internal audit, what should Lagosians expect from Mr. Governor's administration in the nearest future?
Yes, they must continue to expect accountability, transparency, judicious usage of public funds, and they must be able to expect that all funds are only necessarily used for the purpose that is being budgeted, just like we're doing in Lagos State. We are able to turn out a lot of infrastructure, the rails, the roads, the bridges, to the citizens of Lagos. So expect more of that. Expect more of accountability. Expect more of transparency in governance.
3 words have actually been very prominent in the course of talking with the special advisor to the governor: trust, accountability, and transparency. It is obvious that the Office of Internal Audit is no doubt a very strategic office. And of course, to a large extent, we've been able to verify and ascertain the level of efforts being made by the Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led government. Dr. Mrs. Yabode Oyemi Ayola, who happens to be the SA, has been able to give us a deep insight on the roles she is playing and a team to champion a greater Lagos. The Teams Plus agenda has been a very tremendous policy-driven initiative, looking at all the pillars of development. For you as the SA, a word of assurance to Lagosians and other stakeholders.
Thank you very much. Our governor, the people-centric governor, Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, is so committed to the implementation of all the policies attached to the Teams Plus agenda. Inclusivity, if you see the number of women, even in his cabinet. Also, if you look at the number of the special needs people that are involved in governance, you see that this government is very serious. If you look at the involvement of youths in governance, now every voice counts in Lagos State. That is a plus. And good governance is part of it. Part of the good governance is the strengthening of the internal control system in Lagos State. It ensures that the staff are well trained. So as Lagosians, we should expect more. We should expect more in the area of health, public health, which is in building of more hospitals, more building of more schools. Our governor is so committed to the well-being and welfare of the people of Lagos State.
I want to thank you very much, Special Advisor on Central Internal Audit to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Honorable Dr. Mrs. Iyabode Oyeyemi Ayola. I want to wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
And just keep the flag flying.
Thank you very much.
But that's it on speaking with the essay on the City of Lagos TV show. It's been quite interesting and expository, talking about the various initiatives of Mr. Governor based on the Teams Plus agenda, making sure that the dividends of democracy is well delivered for a greater Lagos. The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment. Stay tuned.
Hello, Lagosians. I'm Dr. Mrs. Oyeyemi Ayola, the Special Advisor to the Governor of Lagos State on Central Internal Audits. We want to assure you that the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is committed to the well-being of Lagosians, is committed to run a government with accountability and transparency, is committed to using the resources of Lagos State judiciously to provide infrastructure, to provide affordable housing, to provide onjeko for Lagosians. Lagosians, just be rest assured that our governor, the people-centric governor, hardworking governor, his primary objective is that every Lagosian counts. Every Lagosians have good health. Every Lagosian youths have good job, whether in the formal or informal sector. This is a state that works. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, our people-centric governor. Keep on doing the good work. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni o.
Believe me, if you can survive in the city of Lagos, you can survive anywhere in the world. All you need to do is to stay focused. Let's talk about this great city again next week. Thanks for watching.